Hey guys, we're here today at Elite Fitness with Kallie Travers. She's an NPC competitor, bikini competitor, and we're going to be going over some posing and stage presence with her, what the judges are looking for, what to do and what not to do, how to look your best on stage, what they're looking for. So we're going to turn it over to Kallie and she's going to take it from there.
All right guys, so we're going to be talking a little bit about stage presence today. So as a bikini athlete, they are judging your bikini division based off of overall stage presence. Now, as far as from a physique standpoint, they want to see full glutes, hamstring development, nice shoulder pop, not too much, and small waistline. Now, of course, you want balance in any division. Bikini is no different. Now, bikini is the more feminine side. The idea behind your bikini division is this is what a girl would look like if she was on the beach, except for we're doing somewhat difficult poses. Now, when you're on stage, one of the most important aspects of being on stage is your confidence, okay? And this is going to be the determining factor as far as if you're presenting that confidence, the moment your stage hits the heel, the judges are gonna be watching you. And remember, if you can see the judges can see you, and they are judging you. That's one of the biggest mistakes a lot of girls think is that when they're sitting in the sidelines, and they see a curtain covering them, they think that the judges can't see them. Well, I got news for you. They're judging you the moment they see you. So if you're standing on the sideline and you're joking with your friends or the girl next to you, they're judging that, guys. So make sure that you're presenting 100% professional with your posing at 100% of the time, as long as you can see those judges. So we're gonna talk about the heels first, okay? Now, one thing most girls do is they are not comfortable in walking in their heels. Now I have the privilege of, I wear heels every day to work. I can rock any heel pretty much. Now, you need to be that comfortable with your posing heels. So if you're not a person like me that does have to wear heels every day to work, then you need to make sure that you're comfortable walking in those heels to do your transition poses on stage. You don't wanna look like you're lost Bambi walking on there. That's not gonna portray confidence. Second thing, let's talk suit selection. Now, it's no secret competing isn't cheap, okay? However, I recommend everybody make sure you're buying a top quality suit. There are 3 brands that I typically recommend. I either use Toxic Angel or CJ's. They're expensive, yes. If you can't afford a brand new suit, you can buy them on a used market. There are a lot of girls that they will buy a suit and buy it in a particular color and decide, red's not for me. I'm gonna sell this, get rid of it. And then there's also Angel's competition as well. I hear they're really good. I've never personally bought one of their suits, but I do have a lot of friends that swear by them. Make sure you're investing in a quality suit. Every single one of my suits have lasted me for several seasons. Some of them I've had for 2 years and I still haven't worn. Haven't worn them, it's just sitting there, but they're in amazing shape. Next, the walk. So your walk should look simple and easy. Your hands should flow naturally with your body. You don't want to over elaborate where your hands are going up here, but it should be a simple. Smile all times. If you're not smiling, you should have some kind of sassy. When you're sitting in your front pose, one of the most important things to do is making sure that your hip is sitting towards the judge, okay? So hands should be just slightly bent and over to the side. And your face, I want you staring down at them judges. Hi guys, you're here to watch me. Look at the work I've accomplished. Now, your foot here, just slightly tiptoe. And those heels, of course, ladies. Now the transitions, that's often where a lot of people mess up. Because remember, they're looking for your flaws. And a lot of times what ladies do is they transition too quickly, they have a little too much jiggle, and the judges are marking you down for conditioning. So when you're doing your transition poses, make sure that you're not showing your judges your flaws. If maybe your obliques are just a little bit wider than you would like, maybe it looks good in the front pose, but when you transition, try to hide those, okay? Less flaws you show the judges, the better you're going to score, okay? And your transitions should be slow and controlled. So the faster you're moving in those transitions, the more likely you are to show those flaws, okay? This should be a very polished routine. Your transitions are typically up to the athlete. Okay, there are various different transitions in which you can do. The two primary poses though are your front pose. There's this one, which is the more popular. And then some athletes still do the secondary front pose. You'll see mostly where the hip is focused towards the judges. This is what most of your girls are doing. It's the one that I recommend. Doing the secondary front pose, if you are a girl like me, who I have bigger thighs, it's just thick thighs, it's okay. You wanna hide those quads though. You wanna hide that, and doing that front pose, the secondary front pose, it does highlight quads a little bit more than say when you're facing with your hip. Next, we're gonna talk about back poses. Now, the moment your heel hits the stage, your glutes should be up, okay? And what that looks like is you're gonna have a slight interior tilt. Now, how much is gonna determine on you and your overall look. But you should have that slight interior, that slight pelvic tilt the entire time, from your walk to your posing, okay? Because you're gonna keep those glutes nice and high, even in your back pose. Nice and high. You want them to see your hard work. And if you're letting those glutes drop, they're not gonna be able to see that hard work that you've worked hard for the last 16 to 20 weeks. In your back pose, you're gonna push your glutes slightly out, just like you would be doing an RDL, but you're not bending over. A lot of girls would do this number. No, your back should be nice and straight. Tighten your rear back so they can see that hourglass figure. Okay, they're gonna be judging you from the back. So remember, your judges are beneath you, and if you're bending over and they're beneath you, they're not gonna be able to see your shoulder development. Keeping those glutes nice and high, and make sure you're pushing perfect amount for you. Now, perfect amount is different for everyone. It's different for me. It's different for me from 3 years ago. And so as your physique will change, how much you need to push in your back pose is gonna change as well. Let's talk hair, ladies. Now, if you are competing in the NPC, don't touch your hair. Don't do it. Remember, hide your flaws. If you have a stellar back, great. You're in the NPC, they're not judging. If you're a bikini athlete, they are not judging your back. You do not need to show them. If you're competing in different divisions, there are other organizations that do require for you to remove your hair, but in the NPC, leave your hair alone. However you want to wear your hair, I recommend ladies wear their hair in whatever they feel most confident. For me, I love straight hair. And when I wear my straight hair, I feel all kinds of 50 shades of fabulous. Wear whatever you feel comfortable with. You've got girls winning with straight hair, curl hair, and also your color doesn't matter. That's one thing that's a little bit of a rumor, is that you cannot win being a blonde. Well, if you're paying attention to any IFBB show or national show, that's false. Do whatever makes you feel most confident on stage, because when you're walking out and you're feeling confident from your head to your toe with your heels, your suit, your hair, your makeup, it's gonna show, it's gonna reflect in the judges as well. All right, guys, so we're gonna talk about the tan. So I know a lot of you girls that have been in the industry for a while, you know how important your tan is. You are significantly darker when you're on stage, okay? You're talking about 10 shades darker. But the point of being that much darker is that it's gonna be able to show your hard work that much better, okay? Now, there are a lot of different ways you can do your tan. When you register for a show, they're gonna have a tanning company there for you. If you have never competed before, I would 100% recommend you going with that tanning company. There are a lot of do-it-yourself tanning companies out there as well. I've used Pro Tan in the past. There's Liquid Sun Rays. If you are not experienced, or if your body has issues holding on to that tan, I 100% recommend ladies making sure the tanning companies are doing that tan for you. The last thing you want to do is lose a placing because you weren't dark enough on stage, so it didn't really present your hard work well enough. Next, we're going to talk about makeup, okay? Now, your stage makeup is significantly different from your everyday makeup. I got a little something on now, guys. This is an everyday look. When you're going on stage, remember, your body is gonna be about 10 shades darker than your face, depending on your original complexion. Your makeup is gonna be darker as well. So I recommend most ladies to pay a makeup artist to do your makeup for stage. If you are comfortable and you are a professional makeup artist, or you're comfortable doing your own makeup, that's great. You can do that, but I would make sure you know what you're doing. The last thing you want to do is to go through a 20-week prep and then you lost because your tan is messed up or your makeup is messed up and it didn't look good on stage. It is going to be significantly darker. It's a known fact that a lot of girls out here are doing their own makeup. But again, they have foundation. That is stage foundation. I have a stage foundation color that I only wear when I am on stage. And I do, most of the time, do my own makeup just to save on cost there. Next, we're gonna talk about the nails. You're getting your nails and your toes done. You can get a little bit creative with your nails if you want. What I recommend for all my clients is that you stick to something that's simple. Remember, you're gonna be super dark. You're gonna be on stage. They're gonna be looking down at you. You want something that kind of pops, and you're gonna have your jewelry on, and darker colors or bright colors like this just doesn't pop on stage, and it typically will contrast against whatever suit you choose as well. What I tell my ladies to do is to do something like a silver or white, because that's gonna be a little extra flash and it's gonna look really good next to your jewelry as well and next to that dark complexion, okay? Final, let's talk about your suit color. We talked about suit selection a little bit earlier, discussing the importance of making sure that you're buying a quality suit. The last thing you want to do is have a suit mishap on show day. Trust me. Your nerves are going to be everywhere. You're going to be nervous about getting on stage. The last thing you want to worry about is your suit. When it comes to choosing your suit color, you want to make sure it's something that's going to be good with your hair for stage. So if you're coloring your hair, you need to make sure you're determining that before you buy your suit. In your complexion as well. For me, I do a couple of different colors and I've experimented. Sometimes you're gonna buy a suit color and you're gonna say, you know what, that looks horrible on stage. I did 2 shows this year, 2 national shows. The first show, I had a maroon one. The second show was like a tealish green. The maroon looks significantly better than the tealish green. I probably will never wear that tealish green again. A bright blue would have been a better choice, or even that maroon. So you are gonna have a little bit of trial and error when it comes to seeing what looks good on you on stage. For blondes, I typically recommend for anyone, a blue or a red typically goes well, unless you are a redhead, and then stay far away from your red suits. Reds and blues are typically your most popular. Purple is a really popular color as well right now, and it does go with pretty much any complexion. You wanna stay with those medium tones. The more bright colors, such as your bright turquoise and stuff like that, that's either a hit or miss. So depending on your complexion, your skin colors, those brighter colors won't necessarily go well with everybody. So that's gonna be something that you need to take into consideration. If you do have dark hair, reds are great, blues are great. Again, on anyone, you can do those purples. I would recommend, if you are darker, you can potentially get away with some of those lighter colors versus, say, blondes normally can't get away with like a bright teal. Can't do it, no. It just too much lightness going on, especially with blonde hair. So make sure you're taking that into consideration when you're buying those suits. You wanna make sure it looks good with your complexion. All right, guys, I hope you enjoy the content that we filmed for you guys. If you do have any questions about any training or nutrition or posing, make sure you DM us or comment below. We'll have links to both of our Instagram profiles as well. We're both coaches, and make sure you follow, like, and share with all your friends and family.